this FD rate, in this FD rate, we will FD rate is okay. Default RBI FD rate is, let's say, 4%. Okay, something like this. Now let me go to window preference, appearance, color, font, text, font. Okay, guys, is it visible? Everyone? Okay. So now, guys, here we will have few more class. Guys, is everyone understanding? Same kind of code we wrote before also. Same kind of code. Okay. Okay. So, guys, here now we will give extends RBI. Every class become child of RBI. Observe here. Now, guys, everyone will override FD rate because they have to do their own FD rate. So remove this. So this is also override. Here also override. Here also override. So this is an annotation indicates this method is override from its parent. Now, guys, here we will change. So let's say SPI FD rate. Let's assume 6%. Let's say SDFC FD rate is 5%. ICICI 7%. Assume. Okay. So now, guys, this is purely method overriding example. Guys, any confusion in this example? Any mind in this example? We have a class and we have 3 childs of that class. Okay. Now, guys, let's go to, let's say I have a class test FD rate. Okay. And here I will have main method. I have a class test FD rate, then I have main method. Now, guys, here what we will do. Now, guys, technically, if we want RBI, then here we have to give RBI R equals to new of RBI, and guys, we will get R dot FD rate. Okay. Now, if I run this, we will get default RBI FD rate, that is 4%. Now, guys, get my point. Where is runtime polymorphism? Guys, if I want SBI, then do I need to change entire code, or only instead of new of RBI, new of SBI? See, guys, we are getting SBI FD rate. Did you understand the magic? Are you getting runtime polymorphism? Everyone? See, read the definition of runtime polymorphism. Everyone, see. I'll explain to you. Don't worry at all. Where is? See. This is runtime polymorphism definition. Now, let me take it here. Okay. So, here here see method declaration guys see I'll explain to you neatly. I'll explain. Hey, where is another thing? I copied whole thing. Why it's coming only this? Okay, something like this. Word wrapping is not here. Okay. Now guys, observe this definition here. Now let me explain. See, guys, observe what I am saying. Method declaration. Which method declaration, guys? FD rate. Binded with its definition, whatever the implementation of FD rate by JVM during execution based on object creation. Means if you create object of SBI implementation. If you create object of ICICI implementation you will get. You create object of SDFC implementation you will get. Guys, now you are not getting runtime polymorphism. Exactly which method implementation will work, that decision take care by object creation. So method declaration binded with its definition by JVM during execution based on object creation. Now, is it clear everyone? Is it clear everyone? Guys, can you hear me? Is it audible clearly? Guys, everyone can able to hear me clearly. Maybe there is some issue from your side. Now, guys, this is complete runtime polymorphism. Any confusion up to this, let me know. Any confusion up to this? See, guys, create an object of child, and now you understood why upcasting is compulsory. See, if I create object of ICICI, guys, that's it. Only here make the change. Automatically ICICI implementation you will get. Clear, everyone? Okay. So this is complete runtime polymorphism. Guys, note down this example. No Akash. Method declaration means FD rate. Here, this is our setup now. This is our arrangement code. Akash, you didn't saw this. Definition means this. Whatever implementation we are giving, method body, this is definition. So declaration binded with definition by JVM based on object creation. If SBI object create SBI, SDFC object create SDFC, RBI object create RBI. So no need to change reference, no need to change anything, only change object creation. This is runtime polymorphism. Now you get it. Okay. So guys, note on this. Note down this everyone. Yes, Deepak. So, guys, if you want to do runtime polymorphism, always what you need to remember, guys, you have to remember, boss, we need upcasting and we need overriding. Without overriding, runtime polymorphism will not happen. Okay, upcasting is compulsory. Both are needed. Overriding also needed, upcasting also needed. Note it down. Once done with the copy, let me know. Guys, done with the copy? Everyone? Okay. So, this is, guys, runtime polymorphism. So, ultimately, guys, can I say we finish? Can I say we finish, guys? Polymorphism now. Compile time also, runtime also. Any confusion in compile time and runtime polymorphism? Let me know. Any confusion in compile time, runtime polymorphism? Okay. Okay. Guys, everyone, give me confirmation. 36 people are here. I want all 36 reply. Is everyone clear on this? No. Downcasting will not use in runtime polymorphism, Subhashish. What is the use of downcasting? That we will see it later. Okay. Little doubt in auto upcasting. What is your doubt, Aditi? Can you speak? I can give you mic access. Turn on mic. Aditi, turn on mic. Let it be. You can speak now. Turn on your mic and speak. Let me know what is your doubt. Come on, Aditi, turn on your mic.
So that example, that was like quite confused in that example. Like,
This one.
yes, sir.
Hmm. Hello, start your question, Aditi.
So the T.M2 is error, right?
Yeah, correct. Error. Hey, what is your question, man? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. So there is two objects. For one is for test and one is for demo, right?
So
So that demo object, I'm confusing the demo object.
this is a method. Okay. So
Yes, sir.
if let's say you have a method, you know method with argument.
Yes, sir.
Do you know method with argument?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if this is a method and if I want to execute this method, I have to pass class argument.
Yes, sir. Right.
Okay. So I can pass a string class argument or else I can pass its all the child in this M1 method parenthesis at the time of calling. Same thing I am doing here. Check test class. So here I have test class argument. So I can pass test class argument directly. T belongs to test. Or else I can pass its child. Who is the child of test? Test child is demo.
Demo. Yes, sir.
So I can pass child. whenever you will pass child, compiler will automatically upcast that with a T, with a test. Upcast means that only, na? Child object give a parent reference. So with this child object, parent is referring. Now it is
Yes, I got it.
clear.
Yes, I got it. Thank you.
Okay. Now, any confusion in polymorphism up to now? Any confusion in polymorphism up to now? All other people? Okay. Okay. And guys, as I told you in automation class also, if you are in Bangalore or you can come, then you can come from Monday. Okay. Remember that. Now, guys, let's see some very interesting cases in a casting. Okay. Very interesting cases in casting. So let me create new class. Let me create new class, and here I will take spatial casting, or not casting, spatial polymorphism case. So this is my class, spatial polymorphism case. I will declare main method, everything is done. Now guys, I will explain you the example something in a different manner, in a shortcut manner. I hope you people can understand. Okay. So observe here. So here I will give special case heading. Now guys, can you understand this short form? See, class A having public void M1 method with the implementation of high. Class B extends A, means B is a child of A, having same method with the implementation of by, means it is overriding. Class C extends B, means C is a child of B, having again M1 method, means again overriding, and having implementation as Y. Is everyone clear with this setup? Is everyone clear with this setup? Pakka? What Y part, Anirudh? In my every sentence, I will use a word Y. Which Y part you are saying? Which Y part you are saying, Anirudh? Can you hear me? Hello, which topic, Anirudh? Right now, we switch to another topic, special cases. Okay. So, guys, class A is there. See line number 1. Class A having M1 method with a high implementation. Then B extends A. B extends A means B is the child of A. That means again they are having M1 method with a by implementation. That means it is overriding. Then C extends B. So C extends B means C is a child of B, and they are having M1 method with the implementation of Y. Now at least it is clear. Big code I just showed in a shortcut manner, nothing else, Anirudh. If you see it, still also you can understand. Now you get it. If you want to see explore, okay, see, we have class A, we have class B, we have class C. Here we have one method. Guys, don't be this much time to get the concept, okay? Be sharp into get the concept, guys. Otherwise, see, here I am present to make you clear on each and every part, okay? But maybe in a future or maybe in a company, then I'll not be there. Then when someone show you extents also, now you have to get what is the behind story, all these things. That one word, if someone say okay polymorphism, immediately you have to strike upcasting, downcasting, runtime, compile time, overriding, overloading, everything you have to get in your mind. That much practice revision you have to do. Are you getting my point? Are you getting my point? Otherwise it will not happen. I just try to show in a shortcut manner and you people confuse. Okay, now is it clear? Same setup. Now is it clear? Same setup. Okay. Very simple, Pratiksha. Revise the notes today. See guys, Pratiksha is asking how to practice the concept. Very simple. Can you take the exam of yourself? It's a very simple thing. See, today you revise, then close the book and tomorrow practice it without seeing anything. Don't do immediately. If now only you learn, close the book, immediately you will get. After 24 hours, you will get it or not. That is your real practice. Today revise, close it, and tomorrow practice. Like this you have to do. To cross check yourself, guys, how much you are getting. Okay. Now, hey guys, at least are you clear up to this? In an example, okay, okay. Then these many cases I am having. Tell me the answer. What will be the answer? In this setup only, I have this many cases. Total 6 cases are there. Think, analyze carefully, give me the answer of all 6 cases. What will be the output? And guys, please give me answer in one message. One message all. Okay. Yes, guys, you can do like that. Note it down. Write it down. Then you will get more clarity. No problem. Guys, what is your answer? Okay. Okay. Guys, I read your answer. Okay. Guys, can I show my answer? Everyone? Okay. Then guys, let's copy all this thing. Let's copy all this thing. See? Uh, comment, 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 comment. Okay. So guys, no doubt last case is compile time error. So whoever says me boss last case you are having value, those are wrong. Guys, parent will not have child reference law. New of A is a parent. Parent will not have child reference. Child will have parent reference. That's the reason last case is gone. It's compile time error. So come back here. Here only you will get compile time error. Guys, is everyone clear? Why last case is compile time error? Parent will never have child reference. Child will have parent reference. Okay. So, guys, now let me run. So output is hi, bye, 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 bye. Now, how many are right? How many are right? Okay. See guys, it's very simple. Okay. I know you people will commit mistake here only. Okay, but remaining things, see, normal A object, obviously, normal A object, obviously, high, first output is high. Second, new of B, class means object of B pointed by A, so overridden implementation, that means by overriding. Here overridden implementation of C, that means Y. Here normal B object, so Y. And here upcasting with a B1, so Y. Guys, update your answer, note it down. Done with the copy? Everyone? Okay. So now guys, let's have same case, but now special case number 2. So observe here. Observe here. So special case 2. Obviously guys, I will remove last now. Okay, everyone knows it's compile time error. Now guys, here we will make only one change. Okay, we will make only one change. That change is I will make M1 method as static. Here also static, static, static. Now tell me what will be the outputs here. Will it be same? Will it be different? Or will it be what? Think carefully, tell me. Only one change guys. Previously it is non-static method. Now it is static method. Okay, guys. That conversation I like to do with you. Guys, listen everyone. Some people are asking why to create object. Sir, these are static method. Why to create object? See guys, my class, my rule, my program, my wish. I am asking valid, invalid. If valid, tell the answer. That's it. I told you before only, guys. Even though we create object, we can access static member through object. It is not recommended. That is different story. But we can do it. Okay. So now tell me. Answer is same. Answer is same. Okay. Okay. So guys, let me run the program in Eclipse. Let me run the program in Eclipse. But guys, before running, can I say we have to make this method static? So static, static, static. Okay, done. All three methods are static. Apart from that, code is same. And now run. Guys, I guess you got confusion of the day. We will say it is a confusion of the day. Here output is I, I, I. Here we have by and here by. Guys, are you having my very popular question? Are you having my question in your mind? Why like this and how like this? What is the change? So guys, this everything I will explain to you in detail. No need to worry. But first, write down this special case. So output is I, 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 by. Guys, note down this. Guys, this twist is there. That's the reason I told these are special cases. Na? I'll explain to you. हाँ guys, done. Okay. Now guys, can I explain you what happen in case of static? Can I explain you what happen in case of static? Okay. So let's understand guys this why and this how everything in detail. Okay. What is this why? What is this how? Everything in detail we have to discuss. Now observe here neatly. Guys, by the way, is this example clear for you? Is this example clear for you? Everyone? Okay. Now guys, see, then I'll directly explain the real part. Observe here. Guys, whenever we create object, so observe here neatly what I am saying guys. Okay. Observe here neatly. Let's assume we have a class. How to say that? Mm, okay. Guys, observe here. I'll keep it here. Okay. Now, guys, in this story, see, class A, class B, class C, they have static method. Then, guys, when all the classes are going, okay, you are aware, guys, static member goes in a different memory, non-static member goes inside object. Yes or no? Yes or no, everyone? Static goes in a different memory. Non-static goes in a object. So, if I want to give you very simple example, guys, very simple example, this I will remove. Okay, I'm just trying to convey you one message, guys. Let's say class demo having one static method, having one static method. Okay, and having one non-static method. Okay, having one non-static method. Now, guys, in this, where this, when you create object of demo class, na, guys, when you write like this, demo d equals to new of demo, okay, new of demo, and guys, the benefit for you people is we already started JVM architecture there, so you will get help from that side also. See, static member guys goes in a method area. So let's say in a JVM, assume this is a JVM. Assume guys this is a JVM. Okay. Then this is JVM. In a JVM, there is one section called as method area. Okay. So let's say this is method area for static member of class demo. Okay. static member of class demo. So this M1 method goes here. Guys, are you understanding? M1 method goes here. Okay. And now, if you create 10 objects also, so let's say this is object 1, object 2, let's, okay, let's say like this, I have one object, I have 3 objects like this. Let's say this is D1, D2, D3, and guys, this is pointed towards this, pointed towards this, pointed towards this. And now, see the twist in a story. Guys, I always told you with the object creation, you can access static member. But tell me guys, will static M1 method goes here? Hey, this is not M1, this is M2. Guys, you should tell me guys, some typing mistake happens. Or you are also sleeping, huh? Okay, sir. Anyhow, after lunch, we are in home. Who will give concentration that much, guys? Ah, correct. Got it. Correct, no, guys? So, now, at least, guys, M1 will go in method area, where all static member goes. But M2 will not go in static area, will go in object. Yes or no? Non-static member loads in object. So here M2, here M2, here M2. Okay. And guys, all the reference D1 pointed towards this, parallelly pointed to common memory. D2 parallelly pointed to common memory. D3 parallelly pointed to common memory. Means if you create 10 different object of demo class, then non-static member have different copy in every object, but static having only one copy. At least this point you are aware, na guys? Non-static have multiple copies in an object, static having only one copy in a memory. So so guys, static having one copy, non-static having multiple copy. That is the reason, guys. Non-static you can override. Even though you override, changes affects only in this object. If you override M2, changes affects only here, only here. Object wise, different implementation we will have in a non-static. But tell me guys, are you really thinking we can override static? If D1 overrides static, all this fellow will get affected na, because it is a one copy shared by many people. Guys, कुछ जा रहा है दिमाग में या सब कुछ दिमाग से बाहर है? Are you getting? Non-static we can override because they are having multiple copies, individual copies in every object. But static we can't override only. Guys, are you getting? Static method we can't override only. It is a one copy shared by. So guys, now listen what I am saying. Come back here. Static, once it is declared, it is permanent. And that's the reason, guys, in this, even though it is object referred by A, so A implementation. Even though it is upcasting referred by A, so A class implementation. Even though it is upcasting reference of A pointed by A parent, that means given by A, I. Referred by B, so B implementation. Referred by B, so B implementation. Because it is one time inserted implementation, no one can change it. Because it is static cannot be override. Is everyone getting my point? Is everyone getting my point? Yeah. So guys, now you will think, sir, one slight confusion is there. You are saying static method cannot be override, then why it is not showing error? Why it is compiled fine? Yes, na? Yes, na? Okay. Guys, tell me, by the way, how will you prove some method is overridden? How will you prove some method is overridden? Annotation. Guys, I shown you this. If some method is override, this annotation will place there. If method is not override, this annotation says compile time error. So apply this annotation low. See, apply this annotation. Is it overridden? Is it overridden? Guys, my point is still same. Static method cannot be override. If it is override, this annotation will successfully place here. Static method cannot be override. Then guys, see, this is just for our proof. Okay, this what I shown just for our proof. But if I am not giving that annotation, guys, anyhow that annotation comes in JDK 5. So what happened till JDK 4? How people are understanding? Guys, tell me one thing. This is cannot be override, I said, but when I am doing, it is satisfy the condition of overriding, says or no? Same declaration as parent with a change of implementation. Definition wise, we are doing same. Okay. So if we are doing same, if you try to override static method, then guys, it will not show you any error. That will become method hiding. This is a new term introduced today in our class. Is everyone clear? Sunita, do you think we will stop our discussion and directly divert to that topic? Do you want that? Okay, good. So, now, guys, is everyone clear? So, can you override static method? Tell me. Can you override static method? No. What happen if you try to override? If you try to override static method, it become method hiding. No compile time error, Ligina. Compile time error will get when you apply @override annotation. That annotation is optional. Here I am not giving. So it become method hiding. This M1 with high is hidden behind this. This by is hidden behind this. Now is it clear everyone? Now is it clear everyone? Okay. Okay. So guys, I guess first you have to write the paint screen, correct? Write down this. Write down this. Now, Sunita, let's come to your part. Guys, Sunita is asking, sir, what is this yellow line? This yellow line are warnings in a eclipse. Warning means that eclipse giving you a warning, guys. Hey boss, you are a wrong programmer. You are not aware method is static. You no need of object. That suggestion that fellow is giving. Okay. Don't feel yellow line is the error. Okay. Write it down. Guys, done with the copy. Write down this complete explanation of method hiding from here. Copy this. Guys, done with the copy? Everyone? Guys, done with the copy? Do one thing, guys. Can you just take a peek of it? Okay. Take the peek of remaining thing. Don't worry. Copy in your notes. So today, guys, we will stop here. And trust me, guys, tomorrow we have last session of polymorphism. So tomorrow we will start our third OOPS concept. We will move towards third OOPS concept. Okay. Fine, guys. See you tomorrow, everyone. 1:30.
सर एक मिनट में